Now it looks like the OVO sweatshop is retaliating against Drake, and they are leaking a whole bunch of reference tracks. They are leaking a whole bunch of ghost writing tracks that Drake is responsible of covering, that Drake is responsible of using. The first one was on September 20th for the song Trump Tower featuring Central C, and it looks like this was the first of many that ended up getting leaked. The person that leaked that record back in the 20th of September this year was Dim Crux. Dim Crux is a producer for the artist Beam. Beam is an artist that is being credited for Her Loss, but he's also being talked about because of this reference track from Trump Tower. Now, under the impression of the song, going based off of Genius, they had stated that Trump Tower, that is with Drake and Central C, was leaked around the same time by Dim Crux. You can see it here. It says on Instagram. However, the other thing that it says is that this song could have been recorded in 2022 or early 2023. However, this is around the same time where Drake could have been working with Beam. And this is how Dim Crux, his DJ, was able to get a hold of these tracks, these reference tracks. Because now what it looks like Trump Tower was actually a reference track that belonged to Beam. And it's his DJ on Instagram that's sharing all of this information. He's the one that shared that back in September 20th for Trump Tower. And he's sharing all of these other songs that come back for all the dogs. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, these are just reference tracks. Yeah, that is true. These are just reference tracks, but he was never credited for all the dogs. You can see here, Beam for all the dogs. He was never credited for that. The only thing publicly that Beam has been credited for when it comes to Drake's music is the records for Her Loss. You could see here on major distribution, he was credited as Ty Shane Thompson. That's his real name. He goes by the professional name Beam, and he's a Jamaican-born American rapper. He is an artist that got credited on Her Loss. This is the Wikipedia page for Her Loss, and this is the only thing I could find him being credited for. However, when we go back to For All the Dogs, like I said, you can see here that Beam's producer is sharing reference tracks of For All the Dogs that Beam is tied to. But there is no information that comes from For All the Dogs that clarifies that Beam was working in the studio and helping Drake with this album. There is no proof of that. He is not credited for this album at all. And his producer is exposing all of this. I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if it's unintentional, but it seems like he is sharing all of this information, which takes us back to Euphoria. Because remember what Kendrick said in Euphoria. In the song Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar mentioned somebody that was ghostwriting for Drake. He talks about Beam. When Kendrick says, yeah, bring him out too, I'll clean him out too, tell Beam that he better stay right with you. He says Beam is a multi-talented artist, producer, songwriter within the music industry. He's collaborated with Beyonce, good friend with Justin Bieber, and notably writing credits for Drake and 21 Savage on Rich Flex and major distribution. Now, this is the problem. They thought that he was talking about Beam in regards to Her Loss. And Kendrick was saying that he needs the assistance from people like Beam to help write his tracks. However, if somebody is being credited, they can't be considered a ghostwriter. Technically, a ghostwriter is someone who doesn't get credit for the lyrics that they write. So when it comes to Her Loss, Beam did get credited, but he did not get credited for the songs that he helped reference when it came to For All the Dogs. He did not get no credit for All the Dogs at all. There is no information on the internet that points and leads us to believe that Beam was credited for these tracks. Therefore, Beam is a ghostwriter for Drake on the For All the Dogs album. And his producer is leaking all of these reference tracks, proving to people that this is the truth. I don't know why his DJ is doing this. I don't know if Beam is upset at Drake. I'm not sure if he was upset because he got named in the beef. I'm not too sure. But at first, this account releases a Drake snippet. He releases a song that has something to do with Drake. That song, of course, is Trump Tower. Trump Tower is the song that he leaked. But then he later leaks that Beam is responsible for this track. Now, that song with Central C that's called Trump Tower, that song, from my understanding, I don't think it's out yet. But he had shared that track. And he's also sharing the fact that Beam is responsible for that track and that he was responsible for songs and lyrics that belong to For All the Dogs, that album. So his producer, his DJ, he is telling people, he's exposing Drake right now and telling people that even Drake's recent album, For All the Dogs, was ghostwritten by Beam. And now it makes more sense. Kendrick wasn't talking about Beam because of his contributions to Her Loss. He was talking about Beam being a ghostwriter for all of the other things that he doesn't get credit for. Remember, Her Loss came out first, and then For All the Dogs came out after. And if you go to the credits of For All the Dogs, Beam is not listed on there at all. Not by his real name, to Shane, and not by his stage name at all. And we wouldn't have known this information if Dim Crux didn't share this to Instagram. And he shared multiple reference tracks today. at least 20 hours ago, less than a day ago. He's just been sharing all of these tracks. And I'm not too sure what the purpose is, other than to expose the fact that Drake isn't responsible for that album, at least some of the records that belong to that album. But this lyric makes more sense now, because if Beam was someone that was credited, that he wouldn't be considered a ghostwriter. But since he's not credited on For All the Dogs, this is what Kendrick was referring to. Not only is he responsible for major distribution and Rich Flex, but he's also responsible for all of these other songs that keep leaking that belong to Drake previously or belong to Drake on an album, whatever the case may be. What's crazier is that in the same video, it shares that an artist named Wolfface Joey released his song 3 Star earlier this year on January 25th, which features the same lyrics and melody as both of these songs. Who wrote the lyrics and melody? I wonder. Let's find out. And it's none other than Beam himself. Beam is the person that was writing reference tracks for more than just one person, for more than just Drake. This song, this reference track had been recycled 3 different times, and the person responsible for writing it is Beam. Beam is the guy responsible for all of these reference tracks. This might be Drake's current ghostwriter as of right now, and Kendrick probably knew that. Beam is probably the ghostwriter that Drake uses currently and most frequently. I could assume. We'll keep it alleged. But why else would this producer release all of this information? Unless he's trying to point out that Beam is responsible for all of the current hits that Drake is making now, or at least back in 2021 to 2025, from what it looks like. It looks like he's been responsible helping Drake behind the scenes within the past 4 years, which is crazy to think that this is the new ghostwriter that Drake is heeding to. The real question is, why are they coming out now? Is it because of the beef? Is it because they're tired of not getting credited? This is apparently his producer. A lot of people are saying otherwise. A lot of people have something negative to say about them dropping these leaks. A lot of people don't want to believe it. The person that's been sharing this stuff on Twitter is this account IBVBNN, and he has stated all of the OV hoes in here are crying about me posting this. Got to take it up with Beam's producer on IG. He leaked it. Don't be surprised if more shit leaks soon. He also followed up by saying something else. He responded to this other person right here. He said, it's the fact that y'all believe anything, bro. Made his own version of the song, leaked it, then said he made up the song. Like, let's be for real for a minute. Who the F is Beam, and why are we believing him? Beam is credited as a writer on a lot of Drake songs. Go check the credits on Her Loss and other songs from recent albums and thank me later. No pun intended. This is exactly what we're talking about. Beam has worked with Drake in the past. We just saw the information in front of us. So this isn't like somebody who's making up stuff. So Drake fans who are coping right now don't want to admit the fact that this person, Beam, has just been exposed as the person that's been writing Drake hits for the past 4 years. So let's just be honest here. This is crazy. This is another person that's in the OVO sweatshop. And I think that they're finally coming out. I think that they're upset that they have been closeted, that they have been hidden. And now I feel like, in a way, the producer is sharing all of this information so that way they could finally get the credit that they deserve. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. We'll keep it alleged. This is just my guess from it. This is just my take from it. But y'all tell me how you feel about Beam being a secret ghostwriter, only getting credited for a few songs. But in hindsight, he's responsible for way more than that. And it looks like they're tired of being in the shadows. But y'all can tell me how you feel about this and get back to me, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, man. Peace. Keep it alleged.